Let's go over the rules for this G1 Climax tournament for those who are unaware. There are two blocks, A block and B block. 6 wrestlers compile each block, making that 12 in total. This is a round robin tournament, so the winners of A block and B block are going to wrestle in the final to decide the winner and decide the first ever metalweight champion. And the winner of each block is determined by a points-based system. 2 points for a victory, 1 point for a draw, and none for a loss. Each match in block action is going to have a 20-minute time limit. If wrestlers finish with the same amount of points, position is determined on a head-to-head basis. And it's going to be right here on Metal each week that we're going to show you highlights of every block match and extended highlights of those crucial matchups across the tournament. Right now we're going to start with B block and a man who's returning to NLW specifically for this tournament. That man being Y2J Chris Jericho. This is going to be his first match back against the A-lister The Miz. Let's see how he fares back in the squared circle and back in the spotlight. As soon as he was announced for this G1 Climax tournament, Chris Jericho set the world on fire. I'm excited to see what he's going to do in his return. Back elbow from the second rope to Miz. Miz back in it with the DDT. And The Miz is all over Jericho here in his return bout. And again on the outside, into the ring post. Miz is taking control, but not for long. Crushed in the ring post. And Jericho with the enziguri. Y2J goes for that lion song, but Miz had the knees up. Miz trying to take control of a boot, but turned into the walls. Skull Crusher finale coming, no, turned around into a code breaker. And the walls of Jericho have been locked in. Miz has no choice but to tap out. Chris Jericho gets the first 2 points of this tournament. Y2J has defeated The Miz. Jericho picking up where he left off with that victory over The Miz. He picks up the first 2 points. Who else will get a victory on the board? We shall see with our next matchup between two hosses of metal. The Big Dog versus the Man Beast. Roman Reigns faces Rhino, and this is Rhino's first appearance in NLW, and he's looking to impress. Whereas Roman Reigns is intending to prove that he can make it on his own without the help of Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. Which one of these monsters will come out on top tonight? Rhino has burst onto the scene here in NLW. Is he going to get a victory here against Roman Reigns? Uppercut, but Rhino back at him with a lariat. Look at the strength of Rhino lifting up Roman Reigns. In the corner now, but there's a shout powerbomb. Reigns tries to get back into it, but a drop toe hold. Rhino in trouble. Apron drop kick coming. Superman punch sets it up, but turned into a Uranagi. Again, Rhino picks up the huge frame of Reigns for the belly to belly. Rhino sets him up, but here's a huge clothesline from Reigns. And what is this? It's Ric Flair. Flair down at ringside and gets a Superman punch. But look out! Here comes the gore! Rhino with the victory. Ric Flair distracts Roman Reigns long enough. Roman Reigns loses. Rhino gets a victory here. Well, Flair still clearly resents Roman for spearing him and ending their partnership at WrestleMania 3. And now, folks, it's time for the main match of B Block tonight. The Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe, taking on the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. Joe's attempting to bounce back from failing to win the NLW World title at WrestleMania 3, whereas Kurt Angle, having only lost 2 matches in nearly 5 years in this company, finally has the opportunity to earn championship glory. Who is going to rise to the occasion here in our feature matchup from B Block? These are two of the potential favourites, not just to win the block, but to win the whole tournament. And they are facing each other here on the first night of block action, and they lock up. And these two have had a storied past, and here they've taken it here onto metal. Has a hold of the arm, thrown off the ropes in the shoulder block takedown, and a boot to the spine of Angle. Angle has only lost twice in his NLW career. And Samoa Joe just wails on him with that chop. Now Joe off the ropes, but caught with a belly-to-belly. Amazing core strength from Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist, with a belly-to-belly. Now gonna run, or attempt to, and Joe, but Joe backdrops him over. And that was a horrific landing for Angle. Landing right on the concrete outside. And where in the hell is Samoa Joe going? Ah! Tope Suicida! Tope suicida from Samoa Joe. Diving at him with that forearm. And Samoa Joe's massive frame comes collapsing onto Angle. Lifts him for the suplex, in for the cover. But a kick out by Joe with ease. Samoa Joe now in the ropes and tries to get a hold of him, but a back elbow. Misses the clothesline, and look at that. Tries to lift him, but doesn't have the strength for the German. Instead, a German of his own. Landing Kurt Angle right on his neck, and it's well documented that Angle won the Olympics with a broken neck. And it may have been re-injured by Samoa Joe, and that's going to cause even more injury with a Coquina clutch, but manages to get a jawbreaker to free himself now. Has a pick of the ankle, but kicked away. Back on his feet, from behind, German suplex. This time it connects. And Kurt Angle may have found his opportunity to gain some momentum here in the first night of B-Block action. Joe is groggy on his feet. Angle going for the angle slam, but goes behind! Coquina clutch! Can he lock it in? I don't think he's locked it in fully, but goes behind for the ankle lock. Kurt Angle wrenching back on that ankle. Joe is in trouble, but reverses him. Power in the legs. And you can see Kurt Angle go shoulder first into the ring post. And now wails on him in the corner, and big enziguri. And a boot thrusting into the face of Kurt Angle. That knocked him for 6. And you can see him again. Powerbomb by Joe, and a slick transition, slick as you like, into that modified Boston Crab. Angle desperately tries to grab a hold of some of the ropes, but again a transition into the STF. Samoa Joe wrenching back on the neck of Angle, but Angle gets to the ropes just in time. And again, Samoa Joe wonders what he has to do to defeat Angle, but Angle back in it. Massive Western Lariat. Samoa Joe has appeared to be unstoppable thus far. Can Angle change that? He holds his stomach. From behind, German suplex, back to their feet. Second German. Tries to go for a trifecta, but Samoa Joe holds on. And a big back elbow. Muscle buster though. But turned around, sunset flip. Now he's got a hold of the ankle, and the ankle lock. With the body in a vine. Now on the floor, Samoa Joe has nowhere to go. Angle has wrenched it in deep. And he is trying desperately to make Joe tap out. Twisting that ankle, but pulled back for the clutch. Locked it under the chin. Samoa Joe now choking the life out of Kurt Angle. Legs grapevining the body, and he's gone limp. And the referee has no choice but to call it a day for Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe becomes only the 3rd man in NLW history to defeat Kurt Angle, and the 1st man in NLW history to make him pass out with a Coquina clutch. Samoa Joe is victorious as we take a look at the replay of the action in this amazing contest. The tope early on, and then this was what followed. The Coquina clutch turned around into an ankle lock. Then the muscle buster got reversed into the ankle lock, but again, Samoa Joe had the power to try and reverse his weight, and then this locked it in tight with the Coquina clutch. Angle didn't even have time to tap out. He passed out, and thus Angle suffers a defeat. A rare defeat for Kurt Angle, but a crucial victory for Samoa Joe in the first night of B-Block action. Samoa Joe, 2 points on the board for him. Kurt Angle made to pass out, and Samoa Joe like a runaway freight train. Who is going to be able to stop the Samoan submission machine? Let's move on to A-Block action now and start by looking at a match between 2 up-and-coming stars. The leader of the Balor Club, Finn Balor, flanked by his teammates Gallows and Anderson. He's facing the new Intercontinental Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody wants to add more gold to his waist, and Balor wants the spotlight he feels has been stolen from him from the likes of AJ Styles and the Young Bucks. Let's see how this plays out. Finn Balor is flanked by his Balor Club brethren, but the American Nightmare is all alone here in this match. Rings the arm and a back kick from Finn Balor. Balor on the apron, but there you see him, sweeps the leg. Cody hangs him out to dry with the DDT. And now the Alabama Slam, no, counted into a stomp. Balor has him held by the neck and paroxysm. Cody whipped into the ropes, but there's a disaster kick. American Nightmare rolling here, and the Spaceman Plancher. The Intercontinental Champion on a roll with the Indian Deathlock. Crossroads coming, no rang around, Bloody Sunday from Finn. Tops it off with the coup de grace. Finn Balor gets the first 2 points in this block. The Intercontinental Champion suffers defeat, and Finn Balor advances. Finn Balor looks impressive in victory, as does Cody despite the defeat. And our next match pits a veteran of the sport against a grizzled wrestler set to claw his way back into title contention. Diamond Dallas Page takes on Drew McIntyre. This first match for them is vital for both to make a good first impression in a block already stacked with potential winners. I wouldn't take it personally when I tell you that these two men are probably underdogs in this block, considering the stacked amount of talent in it. And look at DDP goes for the victory early on with the Diamond Cutter. McIntyre didn't have that one scouted. Neckbreaker. Huge lariat from McIntyre. The man formerly known as Galloway, now McIntyre with a reverse Alabama Slam. Boost up and a clothesline. Gutbuster on the knee. And McIntyre. There's the belly to belly from the top. Spin out powerbomb. Sets up for the Diamond Cutter, but caught out. And now McIntyre, future shot DDT. McIntyre sets him up for the Claymore kick. Drew McIntyre gets 2 points on the board. Unfortunately for DDP, it was at his expense, but McIntyre steamrolls over him. McIntyre takes one step closer to championship gold with that victory. And now, folks, it is time for our main event. A dream match between the phenomenal AJ Styles battling the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Words can't do justice to the skill and talent that both men possess, so I'm just going to let it speak for itself here in our main event. Will it be Styles or will it be Michaels getting those first 2 points on the board? You see these two athletes stare each other in the face. This is not only an interpromotional dream match, this is a time dream match, if anything, because Shawn Michaels, star of the 90s, and now the new star of wrestling, AJ Styles, both have been compared so many times, and now the matchup is underway. You can see him in the pinning predicament and the headlock. And these two have faced off in NLW before in a cracking matchup at Heatwave a couple of years ago, but there's a chop. And now for only the second time ever they face off here in NLW, and they know each other so well. Michaels knew the dropkick was coming, but AJ Styles knew that Michaels was probably going to reverse it. Tries to block the headlock, and instead the legs on the head of AJ, but now AJ goes for the Styles Clash backdrop, catches the leg for the sweet chin music, and there's a Pele. Pele from AJ Styles, and these two work at such a phenomenally quick pace, no pun intended, and it's going to be hard to call, but you can see the suplex was reversed into a victory roll, and that in turn was reversed into the calf crusher, but Michaels knew, the ring general knew where he was in the ring, and he got to the ropes. Misses the clothesline and gets hit with a drop kick. AJ Styles gets taken out, but Shawn Michaels is suffering in that knee. Back to their feet, and a suplex into the corner, jarring the already injured back of Shawn Michaels. The last time these two faced off, it was AJ Styles who got the victory, and that was at Heatwave a couple of years ago. But now, what is the result going to be? Michaels looks for a win here. Northern Light suplex and a beautiful bridge, right on his toes, but a kick out by AJ, and now AJ with a flurry of punches. Misses the clothesline though, and here comes Michaels with a lariat. I should say the forearm smash. And a beautiful kick up. Kips up. Sets up for sweet chin music. AJ avoids it though, catches the boot, spins into a heel kick. The heel of AJ Styles, right on the bridge of the nose of the Heartbreak Kid. These two have been fighting tooth and nail to see who's the best in the world. Who will win this G1? Oh, it looks like Michaels scouted AJ springboard 450 into, well, he got the knees up. And that means he can climb to the top rope and deliver that top rope elbow. Remember, I must say we're about 15 minutes into this contest and still we haven't decided a winner. If it goes to 20, it's ruled a draw. And look at AJ, may not even be able to continue. But look at that, keeps up. And it may be over now. There's the forearm smash to the outside. Michaels dragged back in the ring by AJ, who knows the time's not on his side. They've already been battling for about 15 minutes. But that's a springboard, phenomenal forearm, but a kick out. A kick out by Shawn Michaels. The phenomenal forearm did not put him away, and AJ Styles cannot believe it. Not a lot of time left, and both men are groggy. Here in our main event, but an enziguri by HBK right to the skull of AJ Styles. I don't think we know exactly how long's left, or indeed how long Michaels is going to be able to hold on. The calf crusher is locked in, and if he can hold out for a little while longer, maybe he can get the draw, but I know that Michaels doesn't want the draw. He wants to win this match. And you can see that right now, smashing the head of AJ in the canvas. What a counter to the calf crusher. How long have we got left? About 30 seconds it looks like. And Michaels tunes up the band, desperately goes for it, no! Stars clash! 2 points for AJ, no! Roll up, but a kick out. How long we got left? 20 seconds maybe at most. On the apron, springboard, oh my god! Super kick from hell! He doesn't have the strength to cover him. Can he cover him before the time expires too? Oh no! Well, those are the rules, and it's something the audience isn't happy to see, but that's the nature of these tournament matches. To the chagrin of Shawn Michaels, this has ended in a draw, a 20-minute time limit draw between two of the best in the world. Well, we'll take a look at the replay of the action. Both men going at a frenetic pace. Thought it was over here with a phenomenal forearm, and then again back in the ring. And when Michaels went for the super kick, it got turned almost into the Stars Clash, and it got rolled up, and with 20 seconds to go, this super kick from hell, the springboard super kick, but he couldn't cover in time. And well, that's the nature of these G1 matches, 20-minute time limit for the block matches, and that's so that they can have enough time to recuperate for the other 4 matches. And while they don't like the result, AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels going to a 20-minute draw, but it was a super kick from Shawn Michaels in mid-air in the last second of the action that almost got the win for HBK. Let's start off by looking at action between two phenomenal athletes, no pun intended, that being the phenomenal one AJ Styles and the so-called chosen one Drew McIntyre. Two athletes in the prime of their careers, both looking to get 2 points on the board to add to their wins from last week. On the shoulders, and there's the powerbomb. Looking for a suplex, but look at the power of McIntyre. AJ on the outside, and there's a tilt-a-whirl onto the hardest part of the ring. McIntyre saying, is that all you got? But he's got a Hurricane Rana left in him. And there's the belly-to-belly in the corner. Styles now, such poise and balance to deliver that net breaker. Here comes McIntyre off the second rope with a lariat. McIntyre again on the shoulders and the Hoshi-Goroshi from AJ. Styles in control, looking for that forearm, but caught out! Future Shock DDT. Gonna go for that Claymore, but turned around! Styles Clash! AJ Styles picks up the victory. What a reversal by AJ, and AJ now with 3 points. Styles picks up the victory, but let's not take anything away from the performance of McIntyre on this occasion. Let's move on now to a man who's been tearing up the scene in NLW since forming the Balor Club, along with Tama Tonga, Gallows and Anderson, that being Finn Balor. He was in action against DDP Diamond Dallas Page. Balor may have the Balor Club on his side, but let's not forget that Diamond Cutter can come out of nowhere. Balor last week picked up a victory. DDP still looking for his first win in the tournament, but Balor is a dangerous entity. Balor checking on his... Oh, wait a minute! Cutter coming! No! Stopped instead. DDP can catch you out of nowhere as he did with that lariat. On the top rope and kicked back down. Vicious from Balor. And now with the referee distracted, Gallows drives him into the post. Has him by the neck. Paroxysm from Balor. DDP tries to get back into it with the Enziguri. On the second rope, belly to belly. Diamond Cutter coming. No, drop kick to the back of the skull. And another missile drop kick from Finn. Now on the top, puts it away with a coup de grace. And there's no need for this. The match is over and there's the gun stun. And this is just a 4-on-1 assault for the sake of it. The Magic Killer. DDP has been taken out by the Balor Club. Once again, Balor and the Balor Club displaying their dominance. I wouldn't want to be in their warpath at this point in time. Balor certainly looking like a favourite early on, but another man who was looking like a favourite is the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Last week, as we mentioned, failed to make the cover before the time limit expired against AJ Styles, meaning he's only got 1 point on the board, but still, a point is better than nothing. He's looking to bounce back here tonight against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. The dream matches keep on coming. The up-and-coming stud, the Intercontinental Champion, Cody Rhodes taking on the legend, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and this matchup is underway. They lock up. Rhodes looking for his first 2 points on the board. Michaels also looking for his first win in this tournament after drawing against AJ Styles last week. Kip up. Had him held by the legs, and there you see. There's the cheating tactics, the eye rake, and the roll-up didn't get it. Drop toe hold though. Misses the stomp, and misses the elbow. And already, these two warriors, very evenly matched so far. Has him by the waist. Manages to pick a leg. Gets kicked off the ropes and goes to the hip toss. But turned into a hip toss of his own. And Cody Rhodes now, wrapping those legs up into the Indian Deathlock. Such pressure applied on the knees of Shawn Michaels here. But Michaels near the ropes and he gets there just in time. But that is a devastating hold to have on you, even if it's for a short period of time. And once again going for the legs, you saw him kick out the knee, and there's the uppercut, taken for his brother Dustin. And there you wait a minute though, Michaels tries to catch him out for the Hurricane Rana, but only a 2. Cody rolls to the outside for safety, but my God, what a missile drop kick from Shawn Michaels. Cody Rhodes flying into the announce table outside. The Intercontinental Champion held up and dropped with that power slam. Now Shawn Michaels going for a classic maneuver. That elbow drop, but here comes Cody. Back up, and my goodness, what a spike DDT. Hanging him from the top rope and dropping him on the top of his head, and again, to the head and neck. Fantastic kick. A kick out though from Shawn Michaels. Had him hooked in deep with that cover, but Michaels still just about able to kick out. But the damage has been done to that head, and oh, what a slap! Incredible disrespect! But the forearm and the kip up from the Heartbreak Kid. Now it's time for Shawn Michaels to get back into the contest. Cody has gone to the outside, and now big crossbody from the top rope. Shawn Michaels risking life and limb, diving onto the Intercontinental Champion. Can Shawn Michaels get back into the contest and get his first 2 points? Tuning up the band, looking for his first win. Cody Rhodes also looking for his first victory in this tournament. Tunes up, super kick coming, no. Caught out, span into, crossroads maybe. Has him by the neck, but here again. The roll up, tries to catch him out, but a kick out. Again gonna go for that super kick maybe, no. Placed on the top, but Michaels elbows his way free. Now stood atop that top rope, but here comes Cody. Agility to leap to the top of Frankensteiner. Frankensteiner hooks the leg, but a kick out again. Amazing action here in this match. Shawn Michaels just about kicks out of that top rope Hurricane Rana. But the end may be near, and the Intercontinental Champion going in for the kill. Crossroads, no, on the shoulders, but now thrown to the outside. Michaels now on the ramp, in a prone position. All it's going to take is one move, and this match may be over. Here comes the spear, oh my God!
1, 2,
Spaceman Plancher into the super kick. Shawn Michaels kicked Cody Rhodes into the stratosphere.
7,
Oh my God, but again, look at that.
9,
The referee's counting down, but... Oh no, not again. And for a second week in a row, Shawn Michaels is going to have to settle for 1 point. That move, that super kick, took a lot out of both men. The referee was counting both men out, and it ended up being a double count out. We'll take a look at the replay of the action. That spike DDT could have spelled the end for Michaels, but he came back with a crossbody, and then this Frankensteiner, I thought it was over. But Cody saw that Michaels was prone, but the Spaceman Plancher got turned into the super kick, and right here, that is where the whole match was thrown out for Shawn Michaels. He tried to make it back in and get a count-out victory. However, the Intercontinental Champion had the smarts and the ring awareness. Last week, Chris Jericho defeated The Miz, Rhino beat Roman Reigns with help from a Flair distraction, and Samoa Joe defeated Kurt Angle via that Coquina clutch, making him pass out. Let's start things off with a man who was wronged last week, that being the big dog Roman Reigns. Would Ric Flair rear his ugly face again, or can Roman Reigns defeat The Miz here in this block match? Miz may be able to take advantage of the fact that Reigns may not be in the correct mindset for this upcoming match, considering the external factor of the Four Horsemen. Power by Reigns on display there. Big clothesline from the big dog. Reigns tries to catch his breath, but there's The Miz. Finds an opportunity. Now the figure 4 on the ring post. Goes after Reigns, but there's a step-up spinebuster. In the corner, goes for the spear, but a roll-up instead. Miz tries to catch Reigns out, and he does with that DDT. Miz marks his man, but the big Samoan drop. Miz in trouble, Superman punch. Cocks it again. Misses this time, no skull crushing finale. A spear instead. Roman Reigns picks up the victory over The Miz, but hang on a minute. There's Ric Flair. Flair back again, but look behind. There's Arn Anderson. The Horseman tried a sneak attack on Reigns, but Reigns was having none of it. Well, Reigns picks up a victory over The Miz. However, Flair and Arn Anderson are still angry that Roman speared them way back at WrestleMania 3. Next up, let's look at two powerhouses in the form of the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe, and the Man-Beast Rhino. Both these men won their respective bouts last week. Let's see what happens when these two animals collide in the ring tonight. This is a match that I had circled in the sweepstake. Two beasts, face to face in the ring right now. Bell sounds and both men collide at each other. Incredible power by both, but great agility from Joe. You saw the Enziguri, and there's a boot in the corner. Look at the power of Rhino, big power slam. Has him by the arms, and there's the Tiger Suplex. Here comes Joe with a tope, but caught out, and a belly-to-belly on the floor from Rhino. Man-Beast with the TKO to Joe. Going for a clothesline, maybe no, battered away, but trying to block the clutch. Gore time, no! Went for the gore, Rhino close to the ropes, but now on the shoulders and the muscle buster. Samoa Joe picks up the victory over the Man-Beast Rhino here tonight. And what is this now? Oh, what the hell? It's Braun Strowman! Strowman decimating Rhino! And the power slam from the Monster Among Men. Earlier tonight, Kevin Owens said that it was Rhino's fault that Braun wasn't in the G1, and Braun takes out that frustration on Rhino. Well, we should have expected it. Kevin Owens shifting the blame for Braun Strowman not being in the G1 onto Rhino, who took advantage of the fact that there was a spot open in the tournament. Braun Strowman, though, didn't look like he was hurt here tonight. He laid out Rhino, and it's clear that Braun is still pissed off about not being included in the field for the tournament. Now, folks, it is time for our main event, the match you've been waiting for all evening. Y2J versus the Olympic gold medalist, Chris Jericho versus Kurt Angle. They are both legends of the professional wrestling business, and tonight they clash in this match tonight, looking to get 2 points on the board. Jericho picked up a victory last week. Kurt Angle unfortunately did not. Let's see how these two fare in our main event tonight in B-Block action. Undoubtedly two of the favourites since the inception of this tournament. Kurt Angle may have suffered a setback last week, has a chance to redeem himself tonight against the returning Chris Jericho, who has only had one match back since his return to NLW. Went for the chop, now the hip toss, misses the drop kick. Have each other well scouted, they know each other very well. He saw the Olympic takedown from Kurt Angle. That's what he has to do, to try and out-wrestle Jericho. As you see there, tried to get out of the headlock with a back suplex, but Angle maintains pressure on the hold. And again, make sure to hit the arm away, and a spinning heel kick from Y2J, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, on fire in this match. Gonna bring him back in with a suplex immediately. Goes in for the cover, rakes the elbow into the face as well for added pressure. Misses the clothesline though. And there's the first of what I'm sure is going to be many Olympic German suplexes. You can see him holding his lower back. Jericho though gets right back into it. Walls of Jericho coming if he can turn over the Olympic gold medalist. Gonna try and go for the submission, but he's in the ropes. Angle very rarely in his career has tapped out. Is tonight going to be an exception? We'll see. He gets drop kicked off the apron by those long legs of Jericho. And Y2J meets his man on the outside, not giving him any breathing room, but reversed into those hard steel steps. No give whatsoever. And now going to catapult his man into the steel post. Tried to out-wrestle Jericho early on, but now the vicious side of Kurt Angle has come out. You see there, that belly-to-belly suplex, throwing Jericho over the head of Angle with such power, and now he goes for the ankle lock. But kicked away, but still manages to connect with a sickening clothesline onto Y2J, who is struggling at the moment. Both men back to their feet. Kicks him away, and a back elbow from the second rope. Can Jericho regain the momentum that he lost earlier in this match? He's trying to now, off the ropes, but there's a sunset flip. In for the cover, going to try and catch him out. But back to their feet, the hip lock, but elbows his way free. Now Jericho runs at his man, but gets a hangman. Hung up in the top rope, that stun gun, and now a boot to the face. Jericho on the second rope again, but had the wherewithal, did Angle, to catch him in midair and deliver that overhead belly-to-belly throw. Jericho in trouble. Doesn't know where he is. Y2J has suffered the effects of an Angle beatdown. And now he's going to go after that ankle. Going to try and wrench and twist it for the submission, but an ensiguri gets himself free to Jericho. Big chop. Elicits a reaction from the crowd. Rings the arm though, going for that German. But manages to wheelbarrow the legs. Now he has him. Can he turn him over? Yes, he can. All of the pressure with the walls of Jericho on that lower back of Kurt Angle. Angle, he's in a world of pain. But is he going to tap out? He's in the center of the ring, nowhere to go. But look at this now. He's grabbing that ankle. Grabbing that ankle of Jericho while he's in the hole, and he turns it around. So slick. Incredible technical wrestling from Kurt Angle to reverse the walls into the ankle lock, but manages to roll himself out of it. Gets himself free. There's the Bulldog. Now it's going to be the Lion. So no, the knees are up. Knees up. How about oh Jesus Christ! German suplex. Jericho landed right on the back of his neck. And now Angle measures his man. Picks him up. Angle slam, no! Code breaker! And Jericho totally over Kurt Angle. Another loss for Kurt Angle, who prior to the G1 had only ever lost twice in his NLW career, and now he's picked up 2 consecutive losses in the biggest tournament in metal history. Well, let's look at the replay of this incredible action. I would say match of the tournament so far. You see the wherewithal of Jericho to reverse the German suplex into the walls, and then the walls reverse into the ankle lock. Angle managed to scout him out with a German suplex and the knees up for the lion salt, but then it was this. Jericho gets out of the angle slam by delivering that code breaker, knocking out the Olympic gold medalist and ensuring another victory. Y2J is now tied at the top of the group. Let's quickly update you on the tables. This is what you can see right now. The tables looking as the G1 rolls on. Jericho, Joe and Balor are all undefeated with 4 points. AJ Styles, though, still steady, undefeated as well. A draw and a win for him. On the bottom of the table, though, DDP, The Miz, and surprisingly, Kurt Angle, who is yet to get a victory in this G1 tournament. We'll see how the tables turn, no pun intended, later on tonight. Let's kick things off with B-block action and highlights from the matches that took place today. All I'm going to say is, about this match, I feel very sorry for The Miz stepping into the ring with an undefeated Samoa Joe. I don't usually say this, but poor Miz, I just hope that Joe finishes this one quickly, for his sake at least. Now the match has begun and... Oh, wait a minute, from behind! Skull Crusher finale! No way! No way is The Miz going to win this for the kick out from Joe. The Miz nearly won it there, and he is staying on his man. DDT to Joe. The Miz could actually do this! Oh, but he's caught with the Uranagi. I spoke too soon, there's the Muscle Buster. And now Joe chokes out The Miz. And mercifully this one's over, but it was close. Joe nearly got caught out but continues his winning ways. Miz nearly pulled off the surprise upset, but it is Joe continuing his win streak. He is now up to 6 points. Our next battle features 2 of the favourites in B block. Chris Jericho going one-on-one with Roman Reigns. Jericho has returned to the company and had a string of success. Roman Reigns, however, is still haunted by the memory of Ric Flair, who Reigns ditched at WrestleMania, and Flair cannot let it go. Can he focus on his match with Y2J tonight? 2 of the favourites in B block going one-on-one. Roman Reigns versus Y2J. Reigns going to be whipped into the corner but comes right back with a clothesline. Such power from Reigns with that driving side tackle. Drop kicks him off the apron. Going to go after him on the outside, but a massive uppercut from the Samoan. Going to run at him, go for the spear, but Enziguri. Here comes that drive-by. Roman going for the Superman punch, but turned around into a neck breaker. Y2J now, springboard moonsault. Lion Soul connects, but cannot get the walls. Gonna run a Roman Reigns step up, spear! Spear in midair, and Roman Reigns defeats Chris Jericho here tonight. A big victory for the big dog. That certainly throws a spanner into the works. Jericho suffering his first defeat since his return, but what about Ric Flair issuing a challenge to a match against Roman Reigns? Is he crazy? He very well could be, because I know that Roman Reigns will take that match up in a heartbeat. Now folks, let's move on to our feature match for B Block tonight. In one of the biggest surprises of the tournament, Kurt Angle suffering back-to-back defeats and is still on 0 points. He is going one-on-one with the man-beast Rhino, who is injured in his own right. He was a last-minute replacement for the injured Braun Strowman, and what ended up happening last week was Braun bursting into Kevin Owens' office, Owens shifting the blame to Rhino, and then bam, Rhino got the brunt of the assault from Braun Strowman. He may be feeling sore, but let's see how Rhino does up against the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. You can see these two men eyeing each other up. Both men need the points, especially Kurt Angle, who's gone with back-to-back defeats, and it may be a third. Shoulder tackle from Rhino, who bursts out of the gate. And clearly Rhino is not happy about how things went down last week. And now at the moment he's caught in the ankle lock but kicks himself free. Rhino still feeling the effects of a Braun Strowman beat down last week, and he's feeling the effects of that headbutt. But manages to get a victory roll in. But a kick out from Angle. Big European uppercut. Angle relentless against Rhino. There's a snap suplex but a kick out by Rhino. Angle though, going to continue the pressure off the ropes and a big clothesline from the Man Beast. Rhino takes Angle off his feet with that huge lariat. Both on their feet again. Rings the arm though and delivers a German suplex to the 280-pound frame of the Man Beast Rhino. Kurt Angle trying to get momentum back on his side, picks him up but instead gets hung up in the ropes, and there's a belly-to-belly side slam. Rhino got a victory over Roman Reigns, may have come up short against Samoa Joe last week. We'll see what happens here tonight. It's going well for him with that gutbuster. And Rhino must be thinking about Braun Strowman and what he did to him last week. But right there, Angle nearly got himself back on track with a flurry of offense, but it was Rhino driving through him with the elbow. On the top rope, look at this power! Top rope superplex. And that may be it for Kurt Angle. Angle now in the Tree of Woe. A tough spot for him as Rhino drives that knee into the esophagus of the Olympian. Don't like the look of this for Angle though. Going for the gore, but all he got was turnbuckle. Angle manages to get back to a vertical base momentarily, but that turnbuckle shot knocked Rhino loopy. And Angle on the top rope with a moonsault. Hooks the leg, but a kick out from Rhino. That just shows you how desperate Angle is to win a match. Bringing out the moonsault, now has the ankle lock, but the power of Rhino to power his way out of it and hit the TKO instead. Every move that Angle has, Rhino seems to have a counter for. Kurt Angle, he is in a bad way. Rhino on the top, but Angle meets him there. Belly to belly throw from the top rope. He threw Rhino halfway across the ring. And Kurt Angle now is fired up and has a hold of that ankle. The ankle lock in the center of the ring. Can the Man Beast withstand the pain of the ankle lock? Angle looking for the submission, but Rhino pulls his massive frame towards the bottom rope. But Angle not relenting, goes right back after him. Angle slam, no! Sunset flip, but a kick out by Angle, but rolls through into a pile driver. Dropping Kurt Angle on that surgically repaired neck. And now Rhino. I sense a stampede. I sense... Oh no, it's not! Leapfrogs it, and there is the Angle slam. And Kurt Angle picks up his first win of this tournament. And it was a tough road to get that win. But that Angle slam and narrowly avoiding that gore means that Angle gets 2 points and is now back in contention. Well, we'll take a look at the replays of this intense battle between these two gladiators. The moonsault, the top rope belly-to-belly suplex, then this Angle slam reversed into a sunset flip, and then the pile driver. That could have been it. Rhino went for the gore, but Angle did what he did at WrestleMania to Roman Reigns, leapfrogging that gore and hitting the Angle slam to get the victory and his first 2 points on the board. First match we're going to see highlights of is the Intercontinental Champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, going one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. McIntyre has 2 points on the board. Cody has to settle for a draw last week against Shawn Michaels, and with a win tonight, McIntyre could put himself in the Intercontinental title picture. Another 2 points on the board and up for grabs in this match, and you have to say it's a key fixture for both men. Cody manhandled and kicked in the corner by Drew. McIntyre, look at this power, belly to belly across the ring. Intercontinental Champion in trouble with that suplex. Referee momentarily distracted, and look at that, cheating with the belt. Rhodes with a DDT following the belt shot. He's been taking cheap tricks as the American Nightmare. The disaster kick wasn't enough to put Drew away. There's the reverse Alabama slam. Cody risking it all with a moonsault. No one home. Big time Western lariat. McIntyre going for the future shock, but turned around. And there's the crossroads. The Intercontinental Champion picks up his first victory of the tournament, and Drew McIntyre's going to have to settle for nothing tonight. Cody Rhodes getting his first victory on the board. He has got a lot of momentum behind him. Someone else with a lot of momentum behind them is AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. He is undefeated in this tournament so far with 3 points. Tonight, he goes up against the man who is yet to get a point in this G1, Diamond Dallas Page. Styles may be phenomenal, but that diamond cutter can come out of nowhere. DDP looking for his first victory, and what a win it would be against phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ now, moonsault neckbreaker from the second rope. DDP comes back at him with a belly to belly. AJ Styles has him on his shoulders, amazing strength with a powerbomb. DDP goes for the neckbreaker. Gonna try for that spinning lariat, but instead the Pele kick. AJ going for the Stars Clash, but back dropped over. Well scouted. Page, powerbomb. Diamond cutter coming. Now a roll off from AJ. AJ messes his man with a phenomenal forearm. Has him up. Drops him with a Styles Clash. A show of respect from both men. But tonight it is AJ Styles picking up the victory. Another victory as AJ Styles heads up the tables in this G1. But now, folks, it is time for our main event. Perhaps the biggest dream match so far. It is the Balor Club's own Finn Balor going one-on-one with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Finn Balor is undefeated in this tournament so far, and with the Balor Club, Gallows, Anderson and Tama Tonga by his side, he is seemingly unstoppable. Shawn Michaels, on the other hand, is very frustrated after not getting a win so far in this tournament. The first night, he drew with AJ Styles in a time limit draw, and last week he suffered a double countout with Cody Rhodes. And to add insult to injury, Tetsuya Naito made it official that he was signing for the Metal brand, but he did that on the back, literally on the back of Shawn Michaels, signing his contract while Michaels was down, trying to take the spotlight away from one of Metal's top stars. But Shawn Michaels can't think of the draws, he can't think of Naito, he has to focus on Finn Balor in this match, live here tonight. It's our main event, Balor versus Michaels. You know, I would call this a dream match, but with the added element of Tama Tonga at ringside, the favour is definitely in the court of Finn Balor. And Shawn Michaels had a lot to deal with as of late, especially with Tetsuya Naito last week signing his contract for Metal on the back, literally on the back of Shawn Michaels. Such disrespect from Naito, but that cannot be on Michaels' mind here tonight. He's got to focus on getting the win. Sunset flip, but gets drop kicked instead. And we know that Finn Balor will utilise those kicks to his advantage, and let's face it, Finn Balor does not need Tama Tonga at ringside. He is a capable athlete. However, he has been known to take shortcuts ever since forming the Balor Club. And you see there, Tama is literally holding Michaels in place for the stomp over the top rope. Finn Balor stomping in the stomach of Michaels, and there's a too sweet for good measure. Fans do not like the cocky attitude of Balor as of late. He turned his back on his friends, the Young Bucks and AJ Styles, and now he is using Tama Tonga as an added weapon while the referee is distracted by Balor, and Balor on the outside meets Michaels with a drop kick into the steel steps. Shawn Michaels has had a series of disappointing results as of late, drawing to AJ Styles and then Cody Rhodes last week. You see the sling blade, and now what is Tama doing? Referee focused on the action while Tama Tonga exposes that top turnbuckle. Balor going to send Michaels into it. No reversal. Balor goes face first into the steel. And the flying forearm connects. And a kip up from the Heartbreak Kid. Tama, that backfired on him, and it backfired on Balor. Finn doesn't know where he is. HBK drops him with the elbow. Finn Balor is going to need a lot of moral support from Tama Tonga if he's going to get back into this match, because HBK is tuning up the band. Super kick, no! Casts him out, spins it around into a back kick of his own. The Pele kick from Finn Balor. And they'll go for a small package, but Shawn Michaels manages to get out of the tilt-a-whirl and backdrops into the apron, but lands on his feet. Big chop. And comes back in with a stomp to the back of the skull of HBK. Shawn Michaels gets his skull stomped in by the vicious and sadistic Finn Balor, who is now measuring his man, running off the ropes. Finn Balor! Tope con Hero! Finn Balor risking it all and connecting with Shawn Michaels. Balor wiping out the Heartbreak Kid. We're in the late stages of this one. Finn Balor tries to go for the dropkick to set the coup de grace, but instead it's turned into a backslide. And now a suplex in the corner. May have compressed the vertebrae of Finn Balor. And Shawn Michaels is going to try and capitalise. What is he doing? Oh my goodness! Bloody Sunday! But look out! There's Tama Tonga to put the foot of Finn Balor on the rope. Shawn Michaels using Balor's own manoeuvre and now takes out the Samoan bad boy. Flying over the top, taking out Tama Tonga. If it wasn't for Tonga putting the foot of Balor on the rope, Michaels would have got 2 points right there. My God. Revolving kick to the skull of Michaels. Balor on top. Coup de grace. Oh, no, it's not. Michaels scouts it and moves out of the way in the nick of time, but I think that Balor he definitely has, he's tweaked his knee. Finn Balor tweaking his knee, and the referee gonna check over Finn Balor, but look out! Here's Gallows, here's Anderson! The referee still checking over Balor. Oh, what the hell? Damn it, it's Tetsuya Naito with Destino! Oh, for God's sake. Thanks to all the BS distractions, Finn Balor's going to get the victory, and Shawn Michaels still has not won in this G1. Thanks, in part, to Destino from Tetsuya Naito. We'll take a look at the replay of the action. Michaels hit Balor's own finishing maneuver on him. Tama put the foot on the rope, and then Michaels took out Tama Tonga. And it appeared that Balor tweaked his knee on the landing from the coup de grace, but then it was Gallows and Anderson trying to attack Shawn with the distraction of the referee, and then, as if that wasn't enough, Tetsuya Naito sneaking in, hitting Destino, and costing Shawn Michaels this match. Finn Balor picking the bones. But let's shift our focus now to the G1. Let's look at the tables and how the standings are. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe top their respective groups. Both men are undefeated so far in this tournament. AJ Styles, though, creeping up with 5 points, as are Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho. A win for Reigns tonight would set him at the top of the table. Still, however, with no points are Diamond Dallas Page and The Miz. They're going to be looking for wins tonight to try and get them at least some points on the board before this thing's said and done. And now that you've seen the tables, let's start off with A-block action tonight, and a match pitting 2 legends of the 90s together. It is going to be the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus the King of Bada Bing, Diamond Dallas Page. Let's go to ringside and see what happens when these two face off. Both the men in this match looking for their first wins in this tournament. It is a crucial bout for both of them. Page has the leg held, but it is Seguri by Michaels. DDP groggy and counters the forearm. And now another belly to belly from the second rope. Shawn though, crossbody to the outside. DDP, spinning neckbreaker to HBK. Page whipping him off the ropes, but in comes Michaels with the forearm. On the top, with the flying elbow. Tunes up the band, goes to sweet chin music, but on the shoulders and the electric chair drop. DDP goes for the diamond cutter, but a backslide. Elbows his way free. Discus lariat into sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels picks up his first win of the tournament, and that had to be a message sent to Tetsuya Naito. Shawn Michaels gets his first win of the tournament, and it comes at a very crucial time. Obviously, he's had his recent problems with Tetsuya Naito, so they've been playing on his mind as of late as well. Coming up next, it is the man who beat Shawn Michaels last week, Finn Balor, accompanied by the Balor Club. He's going to take on Drew McIntyre. Can McIntyre put an end to Balor's undefeated streak? I know everybody's rooting for McIntyre in this match, but with the whole Balor Club behind Balor, I don't like his chances. And look at Tonga already distracting McIntyre. And another vicious kick from Finn. And look at this, while the referee's distracted the assault. Pulls him by the hair, but a lariat. Drew tries to get back into it with that Alabama slam. But here comes Paroxysm, drops him on his neck. Balor on top. And from the trio, whoa, look at the strength. Balor is in trouble, but there's Gallows to hold the leg and the drop kick. But hang on! Here comes some reinforcements. It's the Young Bucks trying to take out Balor's goons. And the Claymore! McIntyre with the upset. Thanks in part to the Young Bucks. Finn Balor subs his first defeat. What a shocking upset. Well, finally Finn Balor got what was coming to him. The Young Bucks assisting Drew McIntyre, helping him to fight off the threat posed by the Balor Club, and with that McIntyre picks up the biggest upset of the tournament so far, ending Finn Balor's unbeaten streak. And the final match in A-Block action tonight pits the champion versus the phenomenal one. It is Cody Rhodes, the Intercontinental Champion, taking on AJ Styles. Let's see how Styles fares against the American Nightmare. Cody, who's had a decent tournament so far. 3 points, it's not too shabby. However, a win tonight would be amazing for the Intercontinental Champion. However, with a win tonight, AJ Styles will top the group following Balor's loss. Whips him off the ropes, leapfrogs him, and a drop kick from Styles. Phenomenally executed as well, I might say. Whipped again, slides underneath and an uppercut. Now Cody goes with a disaster kick, but now AJ looking for the Stars Clash. And Cody slips out. These two athletes, very evenly matched thus far. AJ on the apron, but gets caught with a flatliner through the ropes. Cody uses ring presence effectively that time. And now here comes a power slam. AJ, his back's got to be in some pain after that one. That was a vicious slam, but a moonsault right into the neck breaker. Cannot let Cody get momentum, because when Cody gets momentum, ask Shawn Michaels, ask Drew McIntyre last week. Cody is vicious, and you see that on display there. Reversing the suplex into a gutbuster, dropping AJ Styles outside. But he's not done. He's running on the ropes, and here comes the Spaceman Plancher. Wiping out AJ Styles. Taking risks. That's what he's got to do at this stage in the tournament. Cody wants to become a double champion, Intercontinental and the first ever Metalweight champion. AJ's been thrown into the Timekeeper's area, but comes back at him with a forearm. Phenomenal forearm, right off the bridge of the nose. And Styles takes control. Cody on the apron, but punches himself free. And now a missile dropkick from Cody. And usually it's AJ who has more of the high-flying tendencies, but the Intercontinental Champion, the American Nightmare, may realise that he needs this win tonight. But then again, so does AJ Styles. You see the urgency with that flurry of strikes. Now on the apron, springboard, 450 splash, breaks the outside leg with a kick out by Cody. The American Nightmare proving to be a nightmare for Styles so far. Styles can't seem to put it away, but now the elbow pads off, going for that phenomenal forearm, but Cody catches him. Good God, drops him on the top of his head with that Hangman's DDT. That may have given Styles a concussion right there. AJ in trouble. Cody now with a disaster kick, boot right off the side of the face. And we know what's coming next. He's got him held. Crossroads perhaps. No way, turn around. Are we going to see the Stars Clash instead? But Cody now, with AJ held in the Alabama Slam, snapping him. Did you see the whiplash of AJ's neck against the canvas? Now Cody setting up his man. What is the plan? No, it's a Pele instead. And now AJ going for the clash again. But a backdrop turned into a roll up and a kick out. But he slickly transitions into the calf crusher. Going for the submission win. Cody is near the ropes and he gets there. But the calf crusher nearly put it away. And Styles still must be wondering, what do I have to do to pin this man? To pin the Intercontinental Champion? Well, he's on the apron, but hang on a minute. Cody, oh my God, not a crossroads. What is going through his mind? Oh my God! Crossroads! Crossroads off the apron to the floor below. Desperately rolls his man back in, and Cody Rhodes on another upset pulls off one of his own. Cody Rhodes has defeated AJ Styles. That has to be the biggest win of the tournament to date. The Intercontinental Champion adding to his legacy, pinning the former NLW World Champion. Well, it was a game of one-upsmanship, a game of reversals. You saw that Alabama Slam took a lot out of Styles, the roll-up and then the transition into the calf crusher, but he couldn't get the submission. Instead, did you see the way that AJ Styles' neck bent on the impact on the floor from that crossroads from the apron? And that was enough to put any man away, let alone the phenomenal AJ Styles. Styles had the opportunity to top the table, but he could not do it. Instead, the American Nightmare gets a crucial 2 points. Now folks, back to the G1 and B block action. First match we're going to look at highlights of is the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle going one-on-one with The Miz. Last week, Angle got his first victory on the board. The Miz, however, still looking for his first win. Let's see how this match plays out. The Miz still looking for his first win. Kurt Angle doesn't have to worry about that. He got one last week. And now Angle talking Miz over there for a low blow out of sight and a roll-up. Miz took the early advantage by cheating. DDT on the ramp and now kicks his head into the stairs. Miz going for that corner clothesline but caught out by Angle and a belly-to-belly suplex. And the suplexes keep on coming with that German to the Miz. Miz in trouble, but he's in the ropes for the ankle lock. Miz groggy and a clothesline by Angle. Kurt Angle going for the Angle slam but a sunset flip. Miz looking for the skull crusher for Nally but slips under. Ankle lock applied. Miz has nowhere to go. The Miz taps out. Kurt Angle picks up another victory. The Miz still looking for his first win of the tournament. Another win for Kurt Angle, trying to get the momentum back on his side. Next up, folks, an encounter between two legends in their own right. Y2J Chris Jericho going up against the man-beast Rhino. Jericho suffered his first defeat since returning last week to Roman Reigns, whereas Rhino last week was on the receiving end of a beatdown from Braun Strowman. And despite having injured ribs, he was ready to take the fight to Chris Jericho on this occasion. Rhino still with sore ribs after being driven through the announce table by Braun Strowman last week. Jericho are going to look to capitalise. And again working on that back with the powerbomb. Rhino in trouble, kicks away the walls. Jericho going to run at Rhino, but a massive clothesline. Rhino still hurting, and he gets drop kicked off the apron. Rhino on the outside and a gore! First a gore from the top rope, and then a belly-to-belly side slam. But Rhino cannot capitalise a heel kick to the skull. Rhino's ribs in a world of pain, and the lionsault right to the back. Jericho's targeting Rhino, and he goes for the gore, but a code breaker. And now, wrenching on those ribs of the walls of Jericho, Rhino has to tap out, and Jericho picks up another victory. Unfortunately for Rhino, the ribs did catch up to him, and his injury meant that Jericho picks up the win and is in a strong position heading into the final night of block action next week. And now, folks, it's time for our main event from B Block. It is Samoa Joe going one-on-one with the big dog Roman Reigns. Joe is undefeated in this tournament so far, but with a win, Roman Reigns will go to the top of the leaderboard. Now, it's been established that Reigns has his problems with Ric Flair. In fact, Ric Flair has challenged Roman Reigns to a match, which we have now learned that Roman has accepted. Well, now that Flair's been taken care of, Roman can focus on Samoa Joe and getting another victory to climb to the top of the table. With a win, Roman Reigns will overtake Joe in the standings, and there's a huge powerbomb. Such power from Reigns. And we know that Roman Reigns is going to face Ric Flair at some point. We don't know when, but it's not going to be tonight. Reigns has to focus on Samoa Joe, and Joe with the suplex. I think that Joe wanted to get rid of Ric Flair as much as anybody else. He is not bothered with anybody's petty squabbles, and he went for the muscle buster, but Roman powered out and delivered the backdrop to Samoa Joe. Joe in trouble. Reigns got a big victory over Chris Jericho last week. Samoa Joe has since been unbeaten throughout this tournament. And he gets kicked away though. And now Reigns rings the arm. Is Reigns going to become the first man to beat Joe in this tournament? Back elbow and an enziguri to the side of the skull. Joe does not care about Roman's problems with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. All he's caring about is decimating Roman. He whips him hard into the corner, and again, but this time, Roman comes right back at him with a huge clothesline, decking Joe. But Roman has been hurt. In the corner with Joe, clubbing blows to the esophagus of Samoa Joe. And a boot drives Joe down. Roman slides out, and here comes the drive-by, the apron drop kick. The boot to the side of the face. And I know what's coming next. Cocking it up. He's ready for the Superman punch. No. Turned around. German suplex. Now arms held. Dragon suplex. And now Tiger suplex. In for the cover. Arms held, but a kick out by Roman. But those suplexes did a number on the back of Roman Reigns. Joe now going for the clutch. Can he cinch it in and pick up another victory? No, a stunner. Reigns, though, goes for the spear, but Joe sidesteps it. But he can sidestep this, Joe, with a tope suicida. That forearm driven into the throat of Roman Reigns. That is not the sight you want to see. 275 pounds of Samoan muscle flying at you through the air. Back in. Joe with a headbutt. Joe off the ropes, but caught with a Samoan drop. The Samoan submission machine taken down momentarily as Roman Reigns tries to gain some composure in order to win this match and get to the top of the group. Superman punch from the big man. Can Joe find a way back? Roman Reigns is about to go in for the kill. The spear coming, no! Caught it out with a uranagi, I should say. Easy for me to say. I don't think Roman's going to be speaking anytime soon either, to be fair. After that uranagi. Setting up for the Kokita clutch. Joe has it locked in, but Roman tries to block it and does successfully in a punch. Roman measures his man. Apron drive by again, no! Clutch! The Kokita clutch! Held in! What a reversal! What a counter by Joe! Who is choking the life out of Roman Reigns. Roman trying to fight it out, and he's trying, but the arm goes down. I think he's out. He is out. The referee's called it. Samoa Joe is victorious against the big dog Roman Reigns. Samoa Joe turns the big dog into a whimpering puppy as he advances and remains unbeaten at the top of the leaderboard, now with 8 points. Can anybody stop Samoa Joe? Roman can tonight but he came close on a number of occasions. Still, that tope suicida was a sight to behold. The Superman punch, though, nearly did it for Roman. He went for a spear, but got caught with a uranagi, and then, when Joe appeared groggy on the apron, he was playing past him and allowed for Joe, I should say Roman Reigns, to fall right into Samoa Joe's trap. The Coquina clutch locked in. Roman passed out. At least he's regained consciousness now, but all he's seeing is the man who's just defeated him. Roman suffers a setback, and Joe remains top of the leaderboard. It's coming to an end for B-Block action tonight, and we're going to start with B-Block. As we look at the tables, you can see that only Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho can qualify. Joe sits at 8 points, but Jericho, if he beats the unbeaten Samoa Joe tonight, then he will tie him with points and therefore win the block because of head-to-head rules. Then again, there's Kurt Angle and Roman Reigns still fighting to see who can get the points edge here tonight, and The Miz still looking for his first win. In fact, that's where we're going to start right now. It is going to be Rhino versus The Miz. Is The Miz going to be able to get the win he desperately craves, or is the man that suplexed Braun Strowman breaking the ring last week, Rhino, is he going to put out all that anger and frustration onto The Miz? Rhino last week superplexed the 400-pound Braun Strowman through the ring, and poor Miz, he stood across the ring from him. Match only just started, he wants a timeout, Bulldog! And The Miz suffers another defeat. The Miz can win a match in the G1, but Rhino tears through him in a matter of seconds. But wait a minute. Oh, here's a man he'd like to tear through. It's Braun Strowman. And these two now battling outside. They're battling in the backstage area. And you can see, using everything to inflict pain upon each other, whatever they find. And Rhino. Oh, God. Right into the office of the GM, Kevin Owens. The commissioner, his office just got destroyed by Rhino, and a gore to Braun Strowman. Well, a wild brawl erupted between Rhino and Braun Strowman, and we have found out that they are going to face off on the final night of the G1 in a one-on-one match. That is going to be an explosive contest. Next up, folks, it's a WrestleMania rematch. Kurt Angle versus Roman Reigns. Angle had a dodgy start to the tournament. However, a strong showing tonight is something that he would love. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, he has still got his mind warped. Flair is incensed with Roman Reigns. They're going to face off as well on the final night of G1 action. But tonight, Roman can't be focused on that. He's got to be focused on the Olympic gold medalist. It was an exciting contest when we saw it at WrestleMania, and we're seeing it again live here tonight. Reigns in trouble, and there's a belly-to-belly over the top. Angle on the announce table, but a drop-by kick. Held by the hips, and the German lands him on his head. Angle going to run at Reigns, but a big clothesline. Angle on the tar rope. Moonsault doesn't connect. Big dog. Big powerbomb. Going to go for the spear, but Spear's post instead. Angle firing up with a Superman punch from Reigns. Reigns goes for the spear, but a sunset flip. Tries for the ankle though. Going for a Superman punch again. But turned into the angle slam. Kurt Angle defeats Roman Reigns yet again. Reigns suffers defeat. Hang on a minute. There's Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, and Cody Rhodes. And now they're all attacking Roman Reigns. First it was the Crossroads. Now Flair wants to get an advantage over Roman Reigns before their match. There's a reason they call him the dirtiest player in the game. That's right there is why. Well, we saw what happened last week. Cody Rhodes approached by Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. They endorsed him, and apparently now he's their new pet project, pushing Roman Reigns to the side, and now they've got Cody in his place to dish out the punishment to Roman. But it's not going to be Cody going up against Roman Reigns, it's going to be Ric Flair, and I'm sure that Reigns is going to be pissed off and ready to take down Flair on the final night of G1 action. Now, folks, it's time for the main event of B-Block action. It is the Samoan Submission Machine, the man who has been unbeaten in this G1 so far, Samoa Joe, going up against the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller, Y2J Chris Jericho. So without further ado, is it going to be Joe or Jericho going through to the final? They lock eyes. Jericho returned specifically for this tournament to crown a new metalweight champion. Samoa Joe also signed an exclusive metal contract because of this tournament. And there is a slap. Trying to get in the head of Jericho, and it worked. Jericho thrown off his game a little bit. Rings the arm though and gets chopped in the chest. Now he's on the second rope. And an axe handle. In for the cover, but a kick out by Samoa Joe. And Jericho all over Joe early on. With a win, Jericho will tie points with Samoa Joe. But because of the win, it'll mean that he goes through on head-to-head. And speaking of head, this guy's head kicked in with that enziguri. And now going to hang him up in the ropes on the outside. And the Bulldog comes back in. Joe is out. Goes for the lion salt, but lands on his feet. And Joe catches him out with a power slam, snapping Jericho's head and neck. Now going to go for that senton, but the knees are up. Jericho had the knees up, scouted it well. And now measures his man. Enziguri, but Joe still on his feet. Oh, the ropes, and a massive Western Lariat from Samoa Joe that sends Jericho inside out. Jericho has no idea where the hell he is. Picks him up again. Back elbow. And there's the senton. This time it worked. Samoa Joe's been unbeaten in this tournament. Jericho's only lost one match. And at the moment he's going to try and suplex him, but a roll through into the walls of Jericho. But kicks himself free. But goes right back into a chop. Tries to whip him, but holds on. And the belly-to-belly suplex throws Jericho across the ring. Y2J seems to be on the back foot at the moment, but there, he had that one scouted. Joe over the top rope and then gets kicked right in the face. And Jericho with a crossbody, no! Samoa Joe had it well scouted, pushing all of the body weight and the momentum of Jericho sent him flying face first into the rampway. Look at the strength of Jericho. Powerbomb, and picks him up again for a second. Incredible core strength from the man who returned for this tournament. And what a way! Oh, wait a minute though! Muscle Buster! Code Breaker! But both men had each other scouted, and Jericho got dropped on the outside. Now Samoa Joe running off the ropes, and there's the Tope Suicida. The forearm smashing Jericho square in the jaw. That's not what you want to see flying at you. A vengeful Samoa Joe. But he's back in the ring now. And measures Jericho. Has the hands ready in the Kokita clutch. Kokita clutch. Is Jericho going to pass out? No! Rolls through into the walls of Jericho. The walls of Jericho applied in the center of the ring. Is Samoa Joe going to tap out? He's been unbeaten in this tournament so far. But Jericho would love to get the submission victory. But he gets to the ropes in the nick of time, preventing the submission and the loss. But now Y2J, where's he going? Lion Salt, no, the knees are up. And Enziguri to the back of the neck. And that picks him up for the clutch. And Jericho, you can see him flailing his arms. He's desperately trying to fly out of this clutch. He's trying so hard. It's underneath the chin. He is so close to getting a hand on that bottom rope. Can he get there in time? No! On the shoulders! Muscle Buster! And Samoa Joe's through to the final. The Muscle Buster did the trick. And now it is Samoa Joe who has posted his ticket to the final of the G1. He is going to go to the pay-per-view and face one of three men for the right to be called Metalweight Champion. But we'll take a look at the replay of this extraordinary match. It was a Tope Suicida through the second rope that nearly wiped Jericho out. But Jericho had the wherewithal to scout out the clutch, turn it into the walls. But the knees were up for the Lion Tamer. And then, well, you see it right here. It was a kick to the back of the skull. The clutch, which made Jericho groggy enough. I should say, made Jericho groggy enough to allow Joe to hit the muscle buster. Only just regaining consciousness here. It was an incredible comeback for Chris Jericho, but on this night, it is Samoa Joe punching his ticket to the final. Let's take you now to A block and the tables for that block. It's AJ Styles, Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes, the three men who could walk out of here and go through to the final. If AJ Styles defeats Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes loses to DDP, then AJ Styles will go through. However, if Cody Rhodes wins his match and AJ Styles also wins his match, then Cody Rhodes will go through based on head-to-head standings. However, all Finn Balor needs is to draw or win, and he's done, he's through. And let's start off with the Intercontinental Champion, Cody Rhodes. He's taken on a man who he turned his back on several months ago, Diamond Dallas Page, the man he actually pinned to take the Intercontinental title from. And now with Flair and Arn Anderson backing Cody, he's looking to be even more dominant. These two have a long past. It was Cody Rhodes who took the Intercontinental title from DDP. Page being choked by Cody in the ropes now. Page not letting Cody get off easy with that belly to belly. The Indian Deathlock, great maneuver. Gonna pancake him, and there he plants him. Flair shouting words of encouragement after that DDT. Here it comes, Alabama Slam. And now Flair and Arn behind the referee's back. Cody takes advantage with a disaster kick. Arn once again. Oh, wait a minute! A spear from Roman Reigns. Reigns getting back at Flair and Arn for attacking him earlier. And meanwhile, Diamond Cutter. And thanks to Roman Reigns and DDP, Cody Rhodes has been knocked out of the G1. Well, Roman Reigns getting revenge for earlier, costing Cody Rhodes the chance to go through to the G1 final. And it is going to be Roman Reigns versus Ric Flair on the final night of G1 action. And speaking of that final night, we have also learned that it is going to be Shawn Michaels going one-on-one with Tetsuya Naito. This is after several weeks of Naito berating and belittling. Last week, Michaels had enough, attacked Naito after his match with Wade Barrett, and so the match is on. Tonight, though, Shawn Michaels is focused on dealing with the latest threat, the chosen one, Drew McIntyre, in G1 action. Both these men level on points at the moment. Who's going to take the advantage and go ahead in this G1? McIntyre has him set up for a massive chop. Blistering chop but a suplex. Michaels now sets him up, but belly to belly to the corner. Catches the super kick, span around into a massive lariat. Shawn in trouble. Look at the power of McIntyre. Drew now whips him off the ropes, but here he comes with the axe handle. Michaels on the top, but look at the strength. Caught him in a tilt-a-whirl. Michaels on the top, delivers the elbow. Are we going to see the future shot DDT? No, reversal. McIntyre goes for the Claymore, but a super kick instead. Shawn Michaels super kicks his way to victory. But hang on a minute. That's Tetsuya Naito with the Money in the Bank briefcase off the skull. And they're going to stomp his head in it. Naito and Michaels will go one-on-one. But Naito is here to make a name for himself at the expense of the Heartbreak Kid. Well, Naito making himself known again, attacking Shawn Michaels once more. They'll face off on the final night of the G1 action. And now, folks, it's time for the final match, the penultimate match in this G1 tournament. It is Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. Finn Balor turned his back on AJ Styles to form the Balor Club, and now it has come full circle. They're facing off in the final of A Block. But which one is it going to be? Balor or AJ? Let's take you to ringside for this historic main event. Styles has been the world champion in this company before. He wants to become the first ever metalweight champion. And so does his adversary. I think the demon is about to be unleashed. Finn Balor, as of late, has surrounded himself with his cronies. But tonight, the Balor Club have been banned from ringside. It is one-on-one. Well, Kevin Owens banned the Balor Club from getting involved in this one. We don't have to worry about them. So it is a one-on-one Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, and this stems from Balor turning his back on the Bullet Club several months ago. And that's just going to rile up Styles. Misses the clothesline, misses the kick. Reversal, leapfrog, and a drop kick catches Balor on the square of the jaw. They competed in six-man tag action alongside the Young Bucks and Gallows and Anderson at WrestleMania. He springs in, looking for the Styles Clash, but tripped. And there's a stomp. They don't have their partners tonight. It is one-on-one. Who's going through to the final? Headlock takeover. AJ has it held, but now the legs of Balor. He's back up. Kick to the stomach. Big chop sends AJ down. Good grief. That's going to send his chest beat red, and now stretching out the muscles of AJ Styles. Those tendons going to be really sore in this surfboard, but flips out, in for the cover and a kick out by Finn Balor. The Irishman now gets a taste of some forearms, but now held by the neck, misses the clothesline, on the shoulders in the backbreaker good position, I should say. Easy for me to say, but there's the powerbomb. And Balor landed right on the bridge of his spine. Going for that Styles Clash. Can he counter it? He does, and there is a missile dropkick, basement-like, into the face of AJ, who at the moment is stunned on the outside. But springs back in, forearm shot, but a kick out. AJ Styles has only lost one match so far in this tournament. The same goes for Finn Balor, although he may be on his way to losing this one after that Hoshigoroshi. Comes in but gets kicked away. I think he was trying to spring back in for the phenomenal forearm. Finn Balor met him, and he's going to meet him again. Stomp to the skull. Stomping AJ Styles right into the concrete outside. Styles has no idea where he is, and now stomped again, this time into the solid steel steps. Finn Balor putting the boots to AJ in a big way. He rolls back in. Balor running off the ropes. Here it comes, tope con hilo. And Finn Balor wipes out AJ Styles. The phenomenal one has been taken down, and the demon has once again taken control. Remember, Finn Balor can settle for a draw in this one, based on the point standings. AJ Styles, though, after Cody Rhodes lost his match, now he has the chance to win this one and win the group. And he could do it there! He went for a missile drop kick, got caught into the clash position. No, code red! Code red from Balor, and a kick out, and now the clash again, but kicks himself free. But now a backhand and a lariat from AJ Styles, who decks Finn Balor. Now he's on the apron, springs back in, springboard 450, goes to the outside leg, but another kick out by the Demon. What an incredible main event we're witnessing here tonight. The winner of this match faces Samoa Joe at the G1 Finals. Sling Blade, though, from Balor, trying to get back into the match. And AJ Styles has been rocked momentarily. And another drop kick. Missile DK from Balor, who wipes out Styles. And we know what's coming next. It is the finishing touch, the coup de grace, but he lands on his feet. And a hard down the knee, and there it is! Calf crusher applied. He is wrenching on that knee. Finn Balor has nowhere to go. AJ is wrenching back, but he gets to the ropes just in time. How about that? That was close. But Balor's knee may be messed up now. He is once again trying to put him away with that patented Styles Clash, but wipes his feet out and stomps right onto his face. The soles of his boot scraped against his cheekbones. But AJ on the outside comes in for the phenomenal forearm, perhaps. No! Caught out. Bloody Sunday, maybe. No, rang around. Has him held. Styles Clash coming. Hurricane Rana though. Whips him into the corner. Lands on the top rope. And kicked right off. And you can see where AJ's foot got caught in the turnbuckle. He's hung upside down. He has nowhere to go. And oh my god. No way. He wants a coup de grace from there. No. Now it's Balor in trouble. And bombs the hell out of him. Picked up. Styles Clash. AJ Styles is going to the final. What a match. And what an ending for AJ Styles to get out of that predicament and manage to win the match. Just goes to show you why he is one of the best in the world. And at the G1 finals we will see who is truly the best in the world. But first, let's take a look at the replay of this incredible match. The Styles Clash counted into a code red. Then there was a spring forward 450, a thing of beauty. AJ was on the top though, got kicked down, had his leg caught, but AJ managed to get Balor in the same predicament he was in. And then a phenomenal forearm to a hanging Balor. And then finally the finishing touch of the Styles Clash, dropping Balor and making sure he goes to the final. As you can see, Balor's good brother, his Balor Club brethren, Luke Gallows, tries to console him. But this is the man who's going to the final to face this man, the Samoan Submission Machine, who earlier tonight beat Chris Jericho to win his group unbeaten. AJ Styles has his hand raised in victory. Balor suffers a setback. AJ's through to the final. Can AJ Styles be the first person to defeat Joe here tonight, or will Joe continue his unbeaten run in this tournament and win the championship that you see right there? There is the first look at the brand new metalweight champion. That is the goal for each and every wrestler on this brand. And these two warriors are about to compete in the final of the G1 for it. And you hear the huge reception for the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe, who comes to the ring with a cocky swagger as if he knows he is ready to win this tournament. After all, he is not lost in this entire G1 Climax tournament. He signed an exclusive contract to Metal for this very tournament. And that is the prize that he has set his sights on. He wants to make history and become the first ever Metalweight champion. But he has one more roadblock to get past. And it is this man. The phenomenal one. AJ Styles. And he is ready as well to climb to the back to the top of the mountain. He is a former NLW World Champion, held that title for longer than anybody in the modern era. And you can see right now the love that these fans have for this man. He has worked so hard to get where he is today. But will tonight be his night? He had a rocky start to his G1. A draw against Shawn Michaels. A loss to Cody Rhodes. But he managed to defeat Finn Balor in the biggest shock and the best match of the tournament so far, in my opinion. Samoa Joe, though, has bulldozed through the competition. He defeated Chris Jericho last week to get here tonight. And now the matchup is underway. Big elbow to start things off. Samoa Joe creating some separation, and you don't need me to tell you these two's credentials. They are two of the best, if not the best, in the world today. That is why they're competing for the top prize on Metal. And look at the power of Joe, picking up AJ. But maintains control of the headlock and a big back elbow. Samoa Joe is going to try and set a methodical pace early on to combat the quickness of AJ Styles. Styles whips him off the ropes, ducks underneath, leapfrogs over, and a big time drop kick from the phenomenal one. And AJ Styles can't afford to slow things down too much. Got to keep that quickness up against a man as powerful as Joe. There you see the suplex immediately as well, in for the cover. And although you may not get a pinfall this early on, you can definitely make your opponent exude energy by kicking out. And you see there, with the knee drop and again, working over a body part is AJ Styles. You can tell he's trying to wrench on that knee. One of his key submissions is the calf crusher, which targets that area of the body, and Joe gets to the ropes, and I don't think that Samoa Joe expected it to be this tough from the onset. And now what a chop from Samoa Joe, flatting in AJ Styles. And the Coquina clutch already goes for it, and now rolls through with a pin, tries to catch him out on the clutch again. Are we going to see a quick final? No. AJ Styles in the ropes. But you can see the power of Samoa Joe with that one chop and a big time lariat from the beast, the Samoan submission machine, as he once again goes after AJ Styles. A strong MMA influence here with Samoa Joe as he kicks him in the skull. What a kick as well, booting AJ Styles out of the ring. Now AJ trying to catch his breath on the outside. Samoa Joe though, there to meet him and punched away. Now presses AJ but lands on the apron, and there's a knee to the skull of Samoa Joe, and AJ on the apron goes for a Hurricane Rana, but caught him and rammed face first into the announce table, and rammed again into the steel steps, and now right into that podium, which has the Metalweight Championship perched on top of it. AJ being battered by Joe on the outside, who gets sent into the equipment cages for the crew here, and now the ref telling Joe to get back in the ring, but AJ springs up on the barricade and delivers a forearm to Joe. Samoa Joe caught out by the quickness of AJ Styles. It'll be very interesting to see how Samoa Joe can combat that quickness that Styles possesses. We take a look at this again. Springs with incredible ease and such poise and balance as well to land on that barricade flush and deliver the forearm to Samoa Joe. Now going for a forearm in the ring, but there's Joe to stop it. Kicks the ring rope, and again a deadlift German suplex to AJ Styles. Big chop to the neck and boots him down, and a knee drop in for the cover again, but a kick out by AJ Styles. AJ had all that weight on him, but now boots the backhand and slaps him again. Off the ropes though, and goes for a leapfrog again, but there's Joe to catch it and delivers a surfboard stomp. A very strong British influence as well from Samoa Joe, as well as AJ Styles. Both of them competed on the British Indies for a very long time. Also competed numerous times in Japan, of course. AJ Styles, a legend in Japan, prior to becoming an NLW wrestler. But he manages to get his hand on the bottom rope. Kicks himself free though. Now on the apron. Going for the phenomenal forearm. Maybe, no! Caught into a powerbomb. And now, slick transition, slick as you like, into the Boston Crab. They don't call him the submission machine for nothing, as he once again transitions into this STF, this choke. If he can win AJ Styles at this point in the game, that Coquina clutch will be much more effective later on in the contest. But AJ does get to the bottom rope in the nick of time. We've seen numerous classic matches in this G1 tournament, and it culminates here tonight. And he went for a clothesline, but turned around into a gutbuster by AJ Styles, who sits out of it. And you know what, for a man of AJ Styles' size, certainly has bulked up in recent years, but he has a lot of strength, a lot of core strength, and there is the Pele kick to the near 300-pound Samoa Joe. Joe, though, has cut a lot of weight in anticipation of this match to combat the quickness of AJ Styles, who dives over with a fast-speed flop over the top rope. Clatters Samoa Joe and takes him out. That's a move straight out of his Asylum days in the Impact Zone. We'll take a look at this again. Joe was not ready for this. Fast speed flop over the top rope. And now AJ Styles waits on his man. Forearm to the back of the skull. In for the cover, but a kick out. Clatters him in the back of the head. Now going to whip him again. On the ropes. Moonsault. Neck breaker to AJ. From AJ Styles to Samoa Joe, who is groggy on his feet right now. And look at that power. Spinning sit-out powerbomb. But a kick up. No, wait a minute. Styles Clash coming. Samoa Joe trying to kick himself free, and he does. Hurricane Rana though. AJ lands on his feet. And a massive power slam from Samoa Joe. Picked him out of the air as if he was a small frisbee and slammed him down. Now punched in the corner. Enzy right to the side of the head. AJ's going to have some ringing in his ears. That's going to affect his equilibrium, his balance as well, which is crucial for him to hit his springboard offense, but a massive kick from Samoa Joe. Boot thrust in the corner. Tiger suplex and a kick out. What is it going to take to keep AJ Styles down for good? Is it going to be this? German suplex, but he lands on his feet. This is the clothesline, and there's a Pele. But Samoa Joe still on his feet. Now AJ Styles going to run off the ropes. A big time clothesline. Sends AJ Styles inside out. Like a freight train running at you. AJ Styles had no chance. Hip hold. German suplex. Dragon suplex. Now going for a straight jacket. But AJ Styles turns it around into a pinfall. But a kick out. Samoa Joe on his feet. Sees AJ coming towards him, but now on his shoulders, Hoshigoroshi. Dropping the 300-pound frame across the knee and the sliding forearm from AJ Styles, who is now in pole position, ready for the springboard 450 to the spine of Joe, but a kick out. Samoa Joe holding his back. AJ drove all of the weight from the 450 onto the spine of Samoa Joe, and where is AJ going now? It's time. Exposes the elbow forearm, but he got caught out in mid-air with the enziguri. Incredible counter. And now the senton to the spine of AJ. AJ is dazed and confused following that enziguri in mid-air. We'll have to take a look at it again. We're setting up for the phenomenal forearm, but that got caught with that beautiful kick, and you heard the smack of the boot on the side of the skull of AJ, and that leaves AJ in a prone position for this, the Coquina clutch. Can AJ fight his way free? Yes, he does with a jawbreaker. And now the Stars Clutch coming, maybe. Picks him up, but lands on his feet. And a belly-to-belly from Samoa Joe. Unbelievable that he managed to do basically a forward roll, land on his feet, and deliver the belly-to-belly, and there's another one in the corner. AJ thrown with such force into the corner turnbuckle. Now Samoa Joe measures his man and places him on the top rope. What is the plan for Joe though? You can see that AJ's trying to fight himself free with the elbows on the top rope. Top rope Rana. Spiking Samoa Joe, who flies to the outside. Now is AJ Styles going to go for another high-risk offense. Springboard chain star press, but all he got was a fistful of the announce table. AJ's head smacking the table. Nobody home for the springboard shooting star press. And now Samoa Joe running off the ropes. Tope Suicida. Flying forearm attack. And Joe clatters AJ. The referee trying to get some order. But there is no order to speak of when you're competing for the richest prize in the business. The middleweight title. Well, take a look at that again. The shooting star press. AJ got a face full of announce table and then Tope Suicida. That forearm clattering AJ Styles right in the skull, and you can see on the outside, going to be picked up for the Uranagi on the announce table. Styles being battered as Samoa Joe soaks in the atmosphere of this big time title fight, and now he's back on the apron. Wait a minute, here comes AJ with a sunset flip on the concrete, and you can see how Joe's neck battered. Another Pele kick from AJ Styles. Joe now may have been knocked out. AJ in the ring. Joe on the announce table. Oh my god, everyone better move. What the hell? Styles jumping with the forearm through the announce table. My god, what will these men do to win the Metalweight Championship here tonight? AJ Styles risking life and limb to deliver that phenomenal forearm through the announce table, through the heart of the Samoan Beast, Samoa Joe. Take a look at this again. Flying forearm through the announce table. The table just imploded from the impact of Styles, flying 10 feet through the air. Now going to throw him back in. Elbow pad once again comes off. Phenomenal forearm! What a kick out from Samoa Joe. That's put away so many men in the past. But Joe is no ordinary man. He is trying to make it back to his feet. Styles Clash coming. Perhaps. No. Instead, Joe fights out with a headbutt. Now it is AJ groggy on the apron. Oh, wait a minute though! Rolls through with the calf crusher. Calf crusher applied. Center of the ring. Samoa Joe has nowhere to go. Can Samoa Joe fight out from the pain of having his leg wrenched back and pulled away again? In the center of the ring, Samoa Joe though, look at this. Oh, fights his way free and slamming his head across the mat. A vicious counter, but a counter nonetheless. Certainly effective. Now Joe, a couple of punches, but a big time punch that decks AJ Styles. Samoa Joe, the force of that punch actually hurt his own hand. You can see it now. Picked up again. Muscle Buster coming. No, DDT. Backhand. Runs off the ropes though. Dives at him. Oh no, Styles Clash. No turnaround. And AJ now. Phenomenal forearm. Caught in midair. Muscle Buster. And AJ kicks out. AJ Styles kicking out of the Muscle Buster. He is signaling the end though. Look at this again. Power catches him in midair and delivers the Muscle Buster to AJ Styles. AJ now placed on the top rope. What is the plan? Oh, big time kick from Samoa Joe. Could have broken AJ's nose. Not a Muscle Buster from up there, surely. But AJ tries to fight out of it. And he does, and now Joe going for a suplex, but AJ desperately trying to hang on. AJ preparing himself for an inverted suplex. My God, from the top rope. Very dangerous territory. But you do what you have to when the richest prize in the business is on the line. That Metalweight Champion. Who's going to become the first ever Metalweight Champion here tonight? AJ climbs to the top rope. He wants to put it away. Spiral tap. But a kick out. Somehow he kicked out. But AJ not going to waste any time. Styles Clash. And another kick out from Samoa Joe. My God, what will it take? What will it take to win this G1 tournament? I said these were two of the best in the world. Scratch that. These two are the best in the world. Look at this. Spiral tap from his X Division days. And then the styles clash. What more will it take? That's what AJ has to be asking himself right now. We have entered the closing stages. I don't think they can take any more, quite frankly. No, hang on. Dragged in to the coquina clutch. AJ tries to fight, but Joe has it locked in tightly. Oh no, big reversal from AJ Styles with a kick out. Nearly caught him off guard. Sunset flip into the Star Slash, maybe no. Tries to fight back. Muscle Buster coming. No. Roll through. And he's got it. No, he doesn't. Yanking him by the tights for the coquina clutch. By the ropes, but dragged away. Dragged away to the center of the ring. Can he do it? And he tried for the pin again. Joe rolled through. Again. Pin full cover. No! He has a firm grip. He's clenching in. Wrenching at the neck. AJ's fading. AJ, so much energy has been sapped from him. His arm drops. The referee. And he calls it. Your winner of the G1 Climax. And the first ever metalweight champion, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. That has to be up there with one of the greatest professional wrestling matches I have ever seen. But it ends with the championship draped over the shoulder of Samoa Joe. Well, AJ tried to counter the clutch. Then AJ countered the muscle buster with the pin, but he got dragged back in. And this is the moment where Joe pulled AJ Styles back into a seated position, and AJ passed out, and we have a brand new metalweight champion. And I give all the credit in the world to AJ Styles, but being undefeated in the tournament as Joe was, you have to say he deserved it. And Joe is now the kingpin, and there's the Metal General Manager, Kevin Owens, to award Joe the G1 Tournament Trophy, and well, he just snatches it out of the hand of Owens, and oh, look at that. Wants none of Kevin Owens, barges past him. Owens doesn't look too happy with that. After all, suspending the Battle Pod earlier, he's not in a good mood, but I'll tell you who is in a good mood. Samoa Joe. He puts on the medal, he holds up the trophy, and he holds up his brand new championship. Samoa Joe is the brand new metalweight champion.